bonus depreciation rules. Can I buy a vehicle this year in 2025 and 100% depreciate it next year? I actually next year. I actually love this question. It's not a question I'd really thought about before, but what are the rules on buying stuff this year and taking it next year with these new tax changes? But the short answer is no. You cannot buy a vehicle this year and depreciate it 100% next year by the book. Um, Now, the new rules are a renewal of some of the original Trump tax cut rules on what's called 100% bonus depreciation. And it had been going down. It was going to be 40% instead of 100% this year, but they moved it back up to 100%. And it's going to be 100% for a while. It's available for vehicles, machinery, equipment, and other business use property. It also partially can apply to real estate purchases, and that's my favorite place to use bonus depreciation, is to get a quick write-off on buying a rental property. One cool thing about bonus depreciation is it applies whether you finance or pay in cash. So, you could potentially buy a $50,000 car for maybe $10,000 down, but you get the $50,000 write-off. Now, I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it again. I do not like buying a car just to buy a car for the tax purposes. But if you need a new car, then buying it in your business, using it in your business, and writing it off is a great way to save money on taxes. As always, use the tax code to save taxes on money you're already going to spend. Don't spend money just because it's going to lower your tax bill, because almost always you end up with less money in your pocket. Um, the problem with this question is bonus depreciation requires two things. You have to purchase and place the item into service in the same year. So if you buy it in 2025, even if you don't use it, like I say, you buy it December 31st and it sits in the lot, and then you start using it for your business in 2026, doesn't work. You have to actually buy it and use it in your business in the same year, or you cannot do bonus depreciation under the current rules. Um, so there are reasons to buy those things early. You can still depreciate them in other ways, partially. You can maybe use what's called Section 179 depreciation retroactively, but you can't do bonus depreciation. Now, you can't just buy any vehicle and do bonus depreciation. Autos have special rules. First of all, you have to use it at least 50% for the business, or you can't depreciate it at all. And if you don't use it 100% for the business, you will actually only get the percentage you use it for the business. So if you buy it and use it 80% for your business, 20% for personal use, you can do 80% of the purchase price as bonus depreciation, but not 100%. Um, you actually do have to buy the vehicle to do bonus depreciation. You can't lease it for this. The real restriction on this is it has to be over 6,000 pounds GVWR. So bigger vehicles, over 3 tons to apply. This is actually why a lot of people switched over to SUVs in the 2000s, because that's when this rule came into effect. And you used to be able to write off, sedans, and then you couldn't anymore because they didn't weigh enough. So it's got to be over 6,000 pounds GVWR. You can check online whether a certain vehicle qualifies for that. But if it's under that weight, there's a special rule called the luxury auto cap, where you can't depreciate more than $20,000 in year one. And then after year one, you have to use standard depreciation. So even with bonus depreciation, you don't get 100%. You get the first $20,000 and then write off the rest. Now, if it's a used vehicle, uh, you can still write off 100% if the purchase price is less than $20,000. Um, for all of this stuff, documentation is going to matter. They're going to want mileage logs, especially if it's not 100% business use. They will want to see a business use case for it, and you really should keep track of the date of first use. So if you want 100% bonus depreciation in 2025, you got to buy it and put it into place this year. If you're targeting a deduction for 2026, you cannot buy it in 2025. Now, there are some car dealerships that will work with you on this. There are some that will not. Again, they want to sell this year to get their bonus or whatever. But there are some that is like you can sign the deal, you can ink the contract, now, and then it goes into effect January 1st or January 2nd, 2026. And then you will be able to buy it and put it into service in that same year. But maybe if there's like a Christmas sale or something, get advantage to that. Um, this is a complicated topic. Auto stuff is complicated in general. If you have a business vehicle, you need to bone up on this unless you're just doing mileage, which is what most people do. And frankly, most people do mileage because it saves them more money and it's way simpler. But bonus depreciation is an incredibly strong tax tool for business owners. And the fact that it's now back at 100% is amazing for saving money on taxes, but you need to use it correctly. Bonus depreciation has very specific rules, and if you don't use it correctly, you could think you're getting a big deduction and not get it. So if you're considering a particularly big purchase, tens of thousands of dollars or more, you really want to make sure you get the timing of that correctly. If you want to consult with me about saving money on your taxes, whether you're a high earning W-2 employee or a business owner, please reach out to me at agoristaxadvice.com/TSP, where you'll get my full Agorist tax toolkit. It's a number of useful tools, documents, and spreadsheets to help you save money, whether you're a business owner or a private person. You'll also get a link to schedule a call with me and see if I can help you long term. Have a great day.